Today we start to kick off the simulation portion of our draft-only franchise here on NBA 2K24, and I simulated ahead about 5 or 6 weeks until I found a game that I really wanted to play, and it is this away game against the Detroit Pistons. Said it in last episode, we will be going a little bit faster this season compared to what we will be doing in future seasons, just because there are no really exciting rookies, and while there are some exciting young guys, they're all going to be on the team next year as well, and I really want to kick off the drafting portion of this draft-only franchise. But what we'll do is we'll go through all of our wins, see what happened in them, and our first win in franchise history was courtesy of a 37-point game from Jaden Hardy. On 21 shots, no assists. Dude was out there to shoot and shoot only, but he did it really efficiently, so I can't even be mad at the man. That's how we picked up our first win after losing our first 4. We'd end up winning the next game as well. I actually watched this game off camera just while I was eating some dinner, decided to put something on the screen. It ended up being this game, and the big guys dominated this, going a combined 18 of 25 for 40 points. And what is that, 29 rebounds? They were the reason we beat the Timberwolves, outplaying Rudy Gobert and Karl Anthony Towns, though Cat did give them some trouble as well on the offensive side. Next win we would pick up would be against Orlando a little over a week later. THT would lead us with 20 points here, but we really had an all-around effort. 7 guys in double figures here. It would be almost 2 weeks later before we pick up another one, and it would be once again against the Timberwolves. We have their number early here. Taylor Horton Tucker would once again lead us. This time it was the guards who led the way to victory. 48 points between our 2-point guards on 17 of 33 shooting. And 5 guys would get double figures in this game. No double doubles. And then we'd end up picking up a 101-84 victory against the Pacers. Held Pacers to just 6 guys in double figures here, led by Taylor Horton Tucker again. He's been leading us in a lot of our victories, but just 1 assist to 4 turnovers, not what you like to see from your point guard, despite the fact that he led us in scoring. Jaden Hardy and Taylor Horton Tucker. So our point guards are really shouldering a lot of the scoring load, especially in the games that we're winning. Not super surprised by that, but I would like to, put our point guards in positions where they can be more passers. I don't know if Jaden Hardy's ever going to be that, but I feel like THT could be more of a passer, but just with the way our team is, he's forced into more of a scoring role. He was one of 4 players in double digits in this game. Jalen Johnson ended up with a double-double. So those are all the wins that we picked up prior to the Detroit Pistons, and we will be watching this game, of course, like I stated previous. I'm really excited to play a young team in the East that could be one of those teams that has a similar timeline to us. They could be really good by the time we get good. Of course, had a top lottery pick in Asar Thompson. Get to see him play for the first time. That's kind of what I want probably from the games that we play this year. Definitely going to want to play Wemby, probably Scoot as well. Some of these top teams, and obviously we'll want to play Seattle as well. Those will be kind of the games that we're cherry picking here in year 1. But before we get to this game, there's one more thing I wanted to do, and just check up on season stats now that we're almost 2 months into the season. Looking at per game stats, Taylor Horton Tucker is leading us in points with Jaden Hardy behind, so it is the point guard position that is shouldering the load. Nobody else, apart from our 2 point guards, is scoring even 12 points a game. In terms of rebounds, Hartenstein is leading us there with 8.5, with Jalen Johnson close behind at 7.2, but then a big drop off after that. Assists. This is not great. 3.1 being the highest assists per game that we're getting. Seems pretty problematic to me. Duncan Robinson in second place, Bruce Brown in third. Steals, Jalen Johnson is getting 1 a game, and he leads us there. We got 2 guys getting a block a game, both of our starting centers. And then you're talking about, THT is leading us in assists, but he's not even getting a 2-to-1 ratio with all these turnovers that he's getting. I don't think anybody on our team has a 2-to-1 ratio. Duncan Robinson is the only one to do it, which we need passing on this team pretty desperately ahead of next season. In terms of efficiency, Isaiah Hartenstein leads us there, but then Moses Moody shooting a cool 52% on 6 shots a game. Maybe we got to find a way to get him some more shots a game, see if he can continue to be efficient. Also shooting 44%, but Yuta the shooter shooting above him, shooting 47% on 3 attempts per game, and Moses Moody is 45%, is on almost 4 attempts per game. A guy who's shooting very surprisingly well, I'd say, is Zaire Williams, 36% for a guy with D+, I believe is his 3-point. Let's go ahead and take a look here. Where is this? I totally skipped over it. There it is. D+, and he's shooting 36%, which is pretty good, on decently high attempts as well. And then Jaden Hardy is shooting about 36% on 8 whole attempts per game. 36% on 7.5 attempts per game from Duncan Robinson. In terms of people getting to the line, it is our point guards who are leading us in scoring. That's no surprise there. Now that we've taken a look at the stats, let's go ahead and take a look now at how this team is doing, checking in with them against the Detroit Pistons. So here we are on the road in Detroit, looking for a win. Let's start out with a Duncan Robinson 3, which he will drain to start this game off for us. We're ahead 3-0. Bogdanovic on the other end stops and pops from the mid-range, makes his shot. Bruce Brown gets a wide open look, and that one is good. Couple of threes early for our squad falling. Pick and roll. James Wiseman, that one's off. Great defense by Isaiah Hartenstein there to force the miss. On the other end, got Bruce Brown driving it in, finding an open Duncan Robinson. His second 3 of the day is good. Outside shot working for us early here. Cunningham wide open from the mid-range. Can't leave him that open for sure. Stolen by James Wiseman. Not a great pass. And the other way, Bogdanovic gets the feed down low, and the layup falls right over the contest of Duncan Robinson. Jalen Johnson with a nice steal here. Other way is Talen Horton-Tucker. Inside, turnaround, and the layup is good. We are ahead 11-6 early. Off the inbound pass, Cunningham makes it 11-8. Horton-Tucker dishes to Jalen Johnson. Deep, he hits it. Nice shot from him. Bogdanovic coming around the screen and gets the layup for Detroit. A little bit of back and forth early. Nobody really able to get a run going quite yet, as we're ahead by 2 here. Ivy going inside and drawing the foul. He's starting to heat up here halfway through the first. That's a feed inside to Jaden Hardy. Nice finish through traffic for him on the cut. Sar Thompson, first time we're seeing him, and he is hitting off the dribble from deep. Ivy, he's left alone, and he's now hitting from 3. Detroit's starting to go on a bit of a run here. And then Zaire Williams trying to end that run. Isaiah Stewart on the inside. His bucket goes. Detroit leads by 4. Bogdanovic in the post. He's got Hardy on him. That is quite the size mismatch, and he does take advantage of it this time around. Williams. He's picked by Asar Thompson. Detroit the other way. The feed is to Isaiah Stewart, and the layup falls. Not a great sequence by us. And we keep leaving Cade Cunningham open from the mid-range. He will consistently hit those if we're going to leave him open. Williams. That's a tough shot from the free throw stripe that he hits. Obitazde, as the first quarter is coming to a close. That is a made three-pointer there. So with this Cade Cunningham miss, we would be down by 5 after one quarter. I'd say that was a pretty good quarter by us. We were down by a little bit more, but we were able to bring it back within 5 by the time the quarter closed with a strong finish. Bruce Brown inside and gets the shot to fall in traffic. Moses Moody, he's fouled, and the three-pointer is good. Let's go, Moses Moody. Love the 4-point play. Very rare. But he can't complete it, no. You gotta finish the 4-point play, my guy. And Detroit the other way gets the layup in. Robinson, mid-range. No, Hartenstein with the rebound. Finds wide open Jalen Johnson. Hits the three. Let's go. 1-point ball game. Pick and roll. Jalen Duren. Couple of pump fakes and takes it over Hartenstein and hits the shot. And that's a nice cut by Moses Moody, who slams it home. Let's go, Moses Moody. Having a nice game so far. For us. Cade Cunningham, a little weird mid-range floater. He hits that. His stuff from the mid-range has been very good today. Bruce Brown answers him on the other end, though. That's a steal from Bruce Brown. Going the other way, Jalen Johnson slams it home. That is a beautiful sequence. Probably my favorite sequence of the game. We are sticking with these Pistons here in the second quarter. Jalen Duren, though, on the pick and roll. We're going to find him again here. He is heating up here in the second quarter. And speaking of Jalen Duren, being a member of our Las Vegas Outlaws franchise for 2K23 is probably a good chance for me to talk about my plans to end that series now that we started this one. I, of course, created the poll on the channel whether people wanted me to continue that Outlaws series or, take advantage of the new game here in 2K24. And about 2/3 of the people said that they wanted me to do this 2K24 franchise. And in that poll, I said that I would do a long-term sim of the Outlaws. Should we go to 2K24? And I'm just trying to figure out what I want to do with that, because we only did, 2 seasons, only had 1 draft. And so there's not a ton of players that we're super invested in. I'd say, Jackson Baldwin is obviously one. So I'm trying to decide if I want to do a long-term sim where I'm doing draft only the whole way. That would take a lot longer. Or if, honestly, what I'm leaning towards right now is just doing a career sim for Jackson Baldwin where I'm not really controlling the team moves at all, and we just want to see the one awesome player that we drafted, kind of how his career shakes out. I think just because we were so early on in that franchise that is what I'm leaning on, rather than following the Outlaws, more following Baldwin through his career. But we would end up tied at halftime. Very good second quarter from the boys. Liking what I'm seeing from this team. Sticking with Detroit. Now, Detroit's not the best team in the league by any means. But, of course, a really young team. And an ascending team. Cade Cunningham. He's starting off this third quarter really good from the mid-range. He's hit 3 consecutive baskets to give Detroit the 6-point lead. Hartenstein on the roll, though, will start the scoring for us in the second half. But he gets beat here by James Wiseman on the roll. Cunningham really taking over here with the mid-range scoring and the passing, and he's going to continue to do so here. Very, very hot start from the Detroit point guard. Bruce Brown, that's a nice lane to the basket that he gets the wide open layup to drop for him. Cunningham on the pick and roll again, and that is a play that we just can't stop. Cade Cunningham is playing the pick and roll perfectly, and there's nothing we can do about it right now. And the Detroit Pistons, after that Bogdanovich layup, up by 12. Jalen Johnson answers with a 3 to bring it back down to single digits, but now there's a double pick for Cade, and we just can't stop him in the third. He's taken over. Gotta be exciting for the Detroit Pistons to see, you know, their #1 overall pick taking over a game like this. That time he misses. By the time we forced one of those from him. Going the other way, Jaden Hardy just kind of blows by him for a minute and gets to the rim to draw the foul. Nicely done by the young guard. Moses Moody finds Goga Bitadze on the roll, and I'm honestly really liking what I'm seeing from Moses Moody. His overall isn't really at a point where maybe he shouldn't be a starter. I'm not like opposed to it, but he is, of the 10 guys that we play, he does have the lowest overall. But if he continues to play well, as now the Pistons get a 4-point play, Moses Moody on the foul. So Moses Moody has been involved in both 4-point opportunities here. Sarr would actually finish his 4-point play though. But going back to Moses Moody, he's has no badges. He's a low overall, but I am very excited by what I've seen from him. I think coming off the bench probably is his best role still though, despite the fact that he is playing well. Just because I think that's the best way for him to continue to be playing well, is coming off of the bench. Cade Cunningham, that is a foul by Moses Moody. Thought we had good defense there. Dern with the steal. That's going to end the third quarter. Not a good third quarter from us. Outscored 18-32 in that quarter. We've got some coming back to do here in the fourth. We're going to start with a nice lob, then to the feet inside to Duncan Robinson. Robinson, you know, really been a 3-point scorer, but starting off today, this quarter, with some inside shots. Jalen Johnson, he is the other guy who has really been impressing me today. Has had some nice finishes, a couple nice defensive plays, and he's really been hitting the 3-pointer quite well. And so, if I had to say, you know, through now 2 episodes, who's the most stock up? Maybe the favorites for Surprise Player of the Year, of course, which we'll do at the end of the year. I have to say Moses Moody and Jalen Johnson are the 2 players that have impressed me the most. Cade Cunningham off the dribble. This time he's hitting from the 3-ball. He's been making most of his plays from the mid-range. Hartenstein with the steal on the pick and roll. Going the other way. And we find Jalen Johnson slams it home. That is, didn't look like a great pass, but it ended up freeing Bagley up. So it was actually placed exactly where it needed to be. For that Bagley dunk. Duncan Robinson from 3 on our end. It's a 6-point game. We are not out of it yet, but we got to play better defense than that for sure. Johnson from 3 again. He hits again. Wow, Jalen Johnson has been awesome in this game from deep. Joe Harris hitting the 3. Somebody we've seen so far today. Horton Tucker had a pretty solid look. It's off the mark for him. Cade Cunningham fouled on the other end. Cunningham to Bogdanovich. The layup falls for him. Cunningham again. On the pass again, somehow finds James Wiseman. That was a lot of traffic, but Wiseman with the finish. Duncan Robinson, 3-ball. Has to get it back to 11, though. The Pistons not letting us come back. We got it down to 6. Thought maybe we'd have a chance. But the Pistons not gonna let us back in this one. As you see, there's 3 minutes now with this score. We're down to all the way to 90 seconds now. The score remains the same. We just could not string together baskets at the end of this game. So 96 to 106 would be the final score. We'll get a little bit of stat padding steal there from Gogo Pitazde, but we would end up falling by 10. I'm still pretty proud of the way the boys played. I think we saw a couple of really good, exciting performances from our young guys. And, we were tied at half. We really just kind of faltered there in the third, but even in the fourth, we tried to battle back. We did go on a little bit of a run. Cade Cunningham would end up winning player of the game. No surprise, we could not stop this guy from scoring in the third. He really is what drove the Pistons towards victory in this game. He'd end up dropping 31 points. Robinson had a really good game as well. Saw him score a bunch, but Johnson ended up with 19 points. Bruce Brown, 9, 4, and 4 on 50% shooting is good. Bitazde was solid. Zaire on 50%. And I just felt like, really, other than Taylor Horton Tucker, pretty much everybody shot pretty well today. It's just Taylor Horton Tucker takes the, majority of our shots. And so, despite the loss, I really liked the stuff that we saw from our team today, and we're just not very good, so we're gonna be losing a lot of games. That's just the reality of a year one expansion team. I like what I'm seeing from the team, even though we're 7-16. But that's all I've got for this episode. I'll be back soon with another, and I will see you then.